Welcome to my channel Karma Romance Stories. Please like, subscribe for more videos.
Have you ever watched someone destroy years of experience because they believed a college degree mattered more than real-world knowledge? That is exactly what happened to me. I spent 15 years protecting multimillion-dollar defense contracts, where one mistake could cost millions of dollars and put national security at risk. Then a newly hired executive looked me in the eye and called military protocols outdated. He fired me before the biggest contract meeting of my career. I simply smiled, packed my office, and walked away. I already knew something he did not. By the next morning, the company was in complete panic. The phone would not stop ringing. They wanted me back immediately. But this time I was the one making the decisions. Stay with me because every moment of this story really happened according to public industry practices, and it proves why experience can never be replaced by arrogance. My name is Daniel Carter. I never imagined that the hardest battle of my career would happen inside a luxury corporate office instead of a military facility. For 15 years I worked as a senior defense contract specialist for one of the largest government contractors in America. My job was simple to explain but impossible to master. Every proposal had to meet strict federal regulations. Every security requirement had to be documented. Every employee handling classified information had to follow precise procedures. One missing document could delay a contract worth hundreds of millions of dollars. I loved the work because every successful project meant American service members received equipment they could trust. My reputation inside the company was solid. Auditors respected me. Government officials knew my name. Procurement officers often requested that I personally attend negotiations because they trusted my preparation. Then everything changed. The board hired a young executive named Ryan. He had an impressive MBA from a prestigious university. He had experience in consulting firms. He spoke confidently during meetings. He believed every department could become more efficient by cutting unnecessary procedures. The problem was that he considered military compliance unnecessary paperwork. During his first leadership meeting, he smiled and said, "We need to stop acting like this is the military. These outdated protocols slow down innovation." The room became silent. Several senior managers exchanged nervous looks. Nobody challenged him. I quietly wrote notes because arguing would accomplish nothing. Over the next several weeks, Ryan eliminated review meetings, reduced documentation requirements, and shortened compliance checks. Every experienced employee warned him. He ignored every warning. Then the biggest opportunity in company history arrived. The Department of Defense announced a massive competitive contract. Winning it would guarantee years of revenue. Losing it would damage our reputation. One spent weeks preparing every document: security certifications, background verification, cybersecurity compliance, federal acquisition regulations, risk assessments. Everything was complete. The evening before the final presentation, Ryan walked into my office. He threw my binder onto the desk. He said, "This is excessive." I explained every document was legally required. He laughed. He said, "We are selling solutions, not paperwork." I calmly explained that government procurement does not work that way. He leaned across my desk. He said, "Maybe that thinking explains why this company needs younger leadership." Then he said the words I will never forget: "You are fired effective immediately. Turn in your badge before you leave." I looked at him for several seconds. Then I smiled. I thanked him for the opportunity. I packed one small box. I shook hands with the security guard. I walked out without looking back. Many employees watched through the office windows. Most assumed my career was over. What they did not know was that federal procurement rules require experienced contract administrators to certify critical compliance documentation. Ryan believed anyone could replace me. He was wrong. The next morning, the government review panel requested clarification regarding security procedures. Ryan confidently answered the questions. Within minutes, the reviewers realized several mandatory certifications were missing. Additional documents contained incorrect regulatory references. One cybersecurity section had been removed entirely because Ryan considered it unnecessary. The meeting ended early. The government suspended contract evaluation until complete corrections could be submitted. Inside headquarters, panic spread quickly. Executives demanded answers. Department leaders searched emails. Compliance officers reviewed every file. Then someone finally admitted the truth. Only one employee fully understood the complete submissio: me. At noon, my phone rang. It was the chief operating officer. He apologized. He asked whether we could discuss returning immediately. I politely declined. An hour later, another executive called. He offered a significant salary increase. I thanked him but refused. By evening, the board itself contacted me. They wanted an emergency meeting. I agreed only because I respected several longtime directors. When I entered the boardroom, Ryan looked exhausted. Nobody smiled. The chairman apologized for what had happened. He admitted they had relied too heavily on impressive presentations instead of proven experience. They asked what it would take for me to help save the contract. I placed a folder on the table. Inside was a consulting agreement. No employment, no office politics, no reporting to Ryan, independent authority over compliance, premium consulting rates, immediate payment terms. The chairman read every page. Then he signed it. Ryan never said a word. For the next 3 weeks I rebuilt the entire submission. Every document was reviewed. Every certification was verified. Every security requirement was restored. Government auditors approved the corrections. Months later, the company officially won the contract. The board publicly recognized the compliance team. Ryan quietly resigned before the announcement. Several years later, I started my own consulting business. Today, I help multiple defense contractors prepare successful government proposals. Ironically, several of my largest clients are companies that once competed against my former employer. The lesson was never about revenge. It was about respect. Experience earned over decades cannot be replaced by confidence alone. Real leadership listens before making decisions. Real professionals understand that every procedure exists for a reason. Sometimes the person who appears old-fashioned is actually protecting everyone from disaster. The day I was fired felt like the worst day of my life. It became the best opportunity I ever received. Success is not about proving people wrong. It is about staying prepared when others underestimate you. The executive who fired me believed experience could be replaced overnight. The next 24 hours proved that trust, knowledge, and integrity are earned over years, not purchased with a degree. Never underestimate the quiet professional in the room, because they may be holding everything together.